I rebel against the crown and try to survive 100 days of royal invasions, elite troops and massed cavalry. After 150 days of undead, can I survive civilization kicking in my door? Let's find out. And we have landed. The petty kingdoms under the Empire will fight us with their royal armies, but we are building our own kingdom, fresh under a new rebellion. Our first start of At the Pause is very important. We need to get as much resources as possible to do massive scale expansion before the enemy can stop us. We have until day 6 before the first major assault. So we need to get as many of these lumber mills down, cutting down trees. They are free at the first stage and we need a lot of them. We also need food. Food is to pay for our population. So we need to start getting some fishermen's huts down to get resources. And after that we need to start getting houses. Each house allows an extra 2 people per day to be recruited. Obviously, it also gives us a population boost of a few extra people, but the more houses we have, the more people per day join us. So that is very important. We have an army of 4 swordsmen and 4 archers and a catapult. So technically 10 men in our army. It's not much, but it's a start. So with the houses, each one here, as you can see, has 5 people who can live in it and 2 extra people who can join us a day. So we need significantly large amounts of houses, and then when more people pop in, more woodcutters, and then when more people pop in, more people getting food from berry bushes like these and from the fishing over here. And then we need to get our army up and running with a barracks. So massive levels of expansion go away before we get annihilated. A lot of things will be temporarily permanent, which means I've put them there, I will move them, and then I forget. They'll be there until the day I die. But they shouldn't be. Remember that, they should not be. So let's start expanding. And as the night of day 1 comes in, you can see we're now getting 15 people per day, 17 people per day, and then 19 people per day. The more houses, the faster the growth. We need such insane expansion that we have so much area we can't even really defend. So we're going to keep on pushing that. And our army, such that it is going to go out looking for the royal army nearby. The locals are not happy about our rebellion, so we need to make them leave, or at least disappear forever. So we're going to do a little bit of exploration, see what we can find. We've got a lot of stone, which is really good for the walls. We've got a little bit of iron over here. And the enemy houses. So, you see this resource up here, the soul crystals? 2 of those down here can summon 5 dark knights. We can also have a beam, heals, and a meteor. We get those from a really expensive research here, which allows me to destroy siege engines and get a chance. From mining them from a crack in the ground, really end level tech, or destroying enemy huts. The enemy actually uses the crystals to reinforce their houses. So if we destroy the house, we get 1 crystal. So every building we kill on the map allows us to have more magic chance in the early game. And I bet you we're going to need it. You can see this, our 4 little swordsmen and our 4 archers are barely killing these regular infantry. We're going... Oh no, one of them died! With that officially going on, we're going to get some builders' huts down. These will allow us to do even more building at once. Super important. And then we're going to get loads and loads and loads of lumber mills. Berry bushes are also going to be put down. We need a lot of food, we need a lot of berries. And also, whenever a soldier dies, they're not picked up by a grave digger from this house over here and put into a cemetery. They will turn into undead. Now, I can easily kill the basic undead, but they're more annoying when they start eating other civilians. Some food storage once we get some space, and more expansion. As day 2 ends, we've got a lot more houses, got a lot more people cutting down trees, and a few extra people getting food. We need a lot more people getting food, but for now, it's a good start. Our next major step is 80 wood to start getting down a load of barracks. It's time to expand the army, and as you saw how quickly we lost a soldier, the enemy army is better than ours. Once we have access to iron in the tier 2 and this upgrades, we will be maybe equal, I don't know. And just like that, we have the resources for our first barracks. There we go. We're going to have maybe several of these, 2, 3, 4, because each one obviously can build troops. We'll be needing a lot of barracks for a lot of troops. I'm expecting, sadly, significant casualties. I imagine my swordsmen and my spearmen will be dying in their hundreds, but that's a risk I personally am willing for them to take for me. As we keep expanding, we have quite a few okay-ish choke points. There's a few not so okay-ish ones too, but there's a couple of ones I can use, although the enemy defenders are getting more numerous. And just like that, the night of day 3, our army starts expanding. Archers and infantry are pouring out of the barracks. Fresh recruits for the meat grinder I'm about to start. As my army starts reaching nearly 40 people and more keep pouring out, we finally have a good defensive force. Whether it's good enough for an assault, we'll find out in a little bit of time. But we have a lot of soldiers, we have a lot of population, and we have food and expansion going on. You see? Expansion, expansion, expansion. If we're not expanding, we're already dead. Swordsmen are only 1 food. Archers are only 1 food and 3 wood. As long as we have wood and food coming in, as our people die, we can replace them faster. See? Life is cheap. Buildings are expensive. And as the kingdom expands, it's time for night 5. We're about to find out where the enemy's going to be. This is the first of many steps of are we going to die? We need to know this, and the enemy's attacking from the east. Our army will array probably somewhere over here, looking at the line, and we will fight them to the last man. And then I'll make more of them, and then they'll fight to the last man. But I'll survive. With impending mega death happening, it's time to start getting some gravediggers' houses down. These will obviously dig graves. So a cemetery and a gravediggers is super important, and there we are. This should hopefully stave off a few attacks of the living dead. Oh, and we've hit our first milestone, day 5, night 5. We can now upgrade our town hall to an actual proper castle. We're going to do that. This will give us access to iron and better soldiers. The day of the swordsman should hopefully be at an end. We can finally give them armour and shields. But they need to hold out until this is built, and then we get the iron set up, then the barracks upgraded, because we need crossbowmen, we need spearmen, maybe even healers. Maybe we'll actually have a medical system. And just like that, we've hit level 2, and the first one to get down is a tavern. This will mean my people need less food to even exist. It may not seem like much, but of course this is a super important starting building. We need them to eat less food to have more people, and then we can upgrade the buildings and have more buildings. But we do now need more stone, more iron, more everything. While we wait for the first assault, it's time to start getting iron mines and upgrade our stone mines, so they can be more efficient to bring in even more resources. Oh, and the first attack is arriving. That is too many people. This is wave 1 and the enemy has already got, what, 50 people? Okay, this is a problem. Archers forward, pick them all off. So the enemy is already very numerous, and this is the very first attack. This is not good. Thank God we're going to be moving out to the swordsman as fast as we possibly can. The swordsman would probably be dead, wave 3. So this, yep, we're going to take losses. We should be able to hold, but we are going to take a few dead people. Let's see, we had 80 soldiers. We're already down 6 or 7. Yep, 12 people already dead, 13 people already dead. As you can see, the enemy is tougher than us. Let's get spearmen on the ground once we start getting iron rolling in. And despite the loss of over 21 soldiers, we've held the first wave. It's time to keep expanding. This area here needs to be gone. Let's send out the troops and keep pushing. We need everywhere cleansed. Oh, that's cavalry. Cavalry is so powerful. That's double cavalry. This may have been done. We may be losing a lot of soldiers here. Yep, we're adding to the pile. Either way, we're taking this land now. Please, 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 kill the Royal Cavalier. Royal Herald. My God, these guys are better than us. We should have taken their troops when we rebelled. One of the big things we need is lots of land and space, and I'm pushing up north. We seem to have found it. So one of these will be a farmland. Right now, we are just hunting berries and gathering fish, which is a problem. Berries are notorious to hunt. But for now, we have access to the farm. It takes a huge amount of space. The base building is 4x4, and the fields are 4x4. But the more space we have for farms, the more unlimited food we have to grow the army. But for now, we just have basics. So we need land, we need space, and we need expansion. The more we have, the more we grow, the more we live. And it looks to me like this area up here is massively spacious. So we're going to probably live here. And that there, that's unlimited stone. That's unlimited stone as long as we burn it out the ground. So this, yeah, we need this. I just heard one of my soldiers die as well. Stop doing that, guys. Both of my barracks are being upgraded to level 2. We have iron pouring in, slowly, but we do. So we can start making spearmen. Spearmen will be the next wave of my defences, because there's an attack in a day or two. And we're still expanding and growing. The local camps are being completely annihilated, which is a good sign. The enemy forces are coming from the west now, somewhere over here. And the first of my armoured infantry are now on the field. We now have crossbowmen and spearmen. Spearmen are great because they have huge amounts of health, and crossbowmen are great because they're armour piercing and have a much greater range than my archers. They have a greater range, slower rate of fire, and armour piercing. So obviously archers are good in large numbers, and crossbowmen are good for bringing down armoured troops. And this here is the size of a farm. See that? 4x4 for the building, and 5 4x4s for the farmland. So this is where all the space will be, but this gives us access to huge amounts of food. We just need to make sure the food flows. With the enemy attack in the west and my forces being heavily fortified, I've just found this. It's a crack in the ground. This one, as I've said, will give me magical power once we get to the high enough tier to get it. But right now, we have illness, we're running out of food, we have corpses, and we have a lot of other things. But what we truly need is to build up defences. The enemy is going to be everywhere. It's time to start fortifying places. So I know the enemy's going to come this way. To stop the enemy, we have 8 spearmen up here just in case, and the rest of the army is down here. It's not the best because we still need a lot more spearmen and crossbowmen, but we're getting there. The army is getting there. And while the attack's about to happen over here, we are expanding over here. Significant amounts of houses. We're finally getting the city fountains to make more things going on. And I've got a few builders' houses over here to expand the range of construction. And here comes the horde with... What is that? Battering ram? That is a siege engine. They are shooting balls of steel. Or maybe... Oh, that's my forces. They can't use balls of steel. That's my troops there. So we're going to drop 2 summons upon them to try and take it out. But royal siege engines and battering rams are now in the field. Swordsmen are being retired the sword way. So we're going to have even more space for more spearmen. But this is good. But it does show that the rams are now in play. Siege engines are now active. We now need, officially, some walls. A lot of walls. I'm going further north for first push. I'm looking at areas like this. And obviously this area here is very open, but I'm going to start fortifying everywhere. We can easily dismantle and move forward later. We don't have the most space, so we're going to see what we get. But this area here, I'm going to fortify. And this area here looks like another choke point, so we're going to fortify here too, with defences behind this piece of wall. Another thing I actively need, just realising, is probably an engineers guild. An engineers guild can build catapults and eventually trebuchets and ballistae. We need to get our own siege engines upon the field of death. The new village area is slowly expanding. We have access to multiple houses. We have the tavern going down. There are defensive positions going along here and here. We just need to get these areas set up. We're getting more farming land set up along down here. So this area here and maybe here will be farmland once we expand outwards. And my troops are destroying everything. Great news! The next wave has arrived, and it's 2 of them. So I'm building a wall here and here, as you know, and over here I guess my army's going to stand and hope for the best. So we are now hoping for the best. I do have huge amounts of archers. I'm also preparing to defend these walls, but we're going to see if they're attacking this way or this way. I'm putting archers on this wall, and they can move to this wall if need be. But what I do like is having an engineers guild. We're going to get some catapults out. A lot of catapults out. These stone towers are very good at taking damage, but they don't have as high a range as these towers, the guard towers. See that? It's only 10% more. So they actually have a better firing range. Of course, they have a lot less health and are made out of wood, but we're going to be seeing stone towers defending wood towers. The wood towers will have all of my siege engines on them. All siege weapons will be aiming at the strongest target. Now that might be massive giants with swords, but I'm hoping it's stuff like battering rams and catapults. Of course, catapults of my own are good at splash damage, so I'd rather they hit local people, but for now I don't have ballista or trebuchets. And as night turns to day and the 2 attacks happen, we have a lot of soldiers on one side who are archers, we still have loads more catapults moving, and the army waits over here. Oh, cool, it's cavalry. So cavalry does not get stunned by air effect, and they can also do quite serious damage. Luckily, spearmen do quite serious damage to cavalry, so the first wave should be dead pretty fast. Look at that, they've all been stabbed in the face. Big disgrace. So the camp pushing, and I think this camp here needs to be killed. I want to stop building defences along here, as you can see. I want to clear this area off over to here. Clear this area off over to here, maybe connect to there. And we should start doing something about the south. So we're still holding, we're still crushing, but we're time to expand and fully fortify all the outer edges. The farmland is being expanded. We now should have 5 farms. We have even more granaries to store food, so the farmland should hopefully keep my army growing. We have hundreds of more people being prepped into houses, and our biggest attack ever is going to be up here. This camp needs to not exist, but there are so many of these gigantic paladins, and there's also royal siege machines. Soldiers are going to die. We're going to lose real soldiers and swordsmen. The swordsmen are way overdue their retirement. And also, I appear to have left all of my healers. Where the hell are my healers? While doing all of that, we also need to have access to the market. To get our next upgrade, we need money. So I'm going to start selling off excess, let's say, wood, maybe food if we have enough, to buy things. Gold can be used for elite troops, for upgrades, and for elite troops. Elite troops will be important. Oh my god, so many men have died. Back in the southeast, I'm trying to get even more fishing schools set up. We've even got a load of berry bushes. This area here will be our future farm. I may have to seal this area off, and this area here looks like an open, gaping death hole. Despite the impending death, expansion on the walls is going great. Most of the defences are well here, as you can see, and even down here. Up on this side, defences are going along here, and along here. There's a few dead people, ignore that. I'm about to have a few more dead people because I'm sending in the military over to this section. We're going to clear out all of these camps of the locals. Luckily, while waiting, all these camps are quite easy to kill. We've lost a few soldiers, mostly swordsmen who are being retired, but otherwise, things are going well. More space, more spearmen. More spearmen, more preparation. This camp here has already claimed the lives of quite a lot of soldiers. These camps are absolutely huge. Luckily, there's only like one here and one over here, let's say, left. And we're currently dealing with that one of my reinforcements. But my god, we're losing troops on these things. Luckily, they don't spawn infantry to fight with the actual invasions. They just hang out and take up space, time and effort. But we're clearing them. Even if we have actually lost useful spearmen and nearly all of our swordsmen. Oh, good news! Apparently the attack is actually coming from this camp. So I kind of lied. So we go to clear it, and I guess we have no defences. Set up a wall of infantry right here. Luckily, I'm getting archers for the walls we don't have. One very important thing to note is this time of here, I'm selling wood for gold. Once we get 35 gold, we can upgrade our castle to a fortress. And that will give us access to the elite troops and elite upgrades. Yes, it might be time to get some hammer guys and foot knights on the field. And just like that, the third upgrade is being done on the town hall. And the army prepares to fight. It better be here. The enemy fight is in fact here. We are moving in mass. Kill them all, crush them all. I think they outnumber us. Oh, our spearmen are actually better than their troops. Perfect. Either way, we push, we crush, and we smush. The enemy forces are only strong when it comes to you. Oh, the enemy are going past us. And I think these guys over here I can't quite hit. We're going to lose troops because there's catapults. Also, the enemy is going around the side. We need more spearmen. I think that's a successful wave defense. Perfect. We have lost maybe 10 guys. There's like 20 dead already. But we've done it. Another wave annihilated in the name of me. And just like that, the town hall is upgraded to the citadel. But with that, we have access to the university and cheaper foods in the taverns. People will eat less because we're giving them more beer. And my ever so favourite, oil in the pipelines. We're going to boil them, eat them, and then slowly steal their souls to power our magics. It's time for the university. Oh, and just like that, the university is finished. And we can start doing the important things like harvesting crystals or eternal stone. Of course, we're going to make eternal stone a thing first. And the enemy attacking is at this new area I'm building. So this wall is going to connect to here. You see how it pops out just slightly, so this piece can actually be reinforced. And it's going to go connect to here, which I'm then going to have connect this bit here. So we're going to have a wall here, a bit of a gap here, it's like a T, and then more wall over here. I've done the best I can with this area. We have a huge amount of archers over here. We have some towers for more of my catapults on it. And we now have access to, once I've upgraded it, trebuchets. And trebuchets, oh, I'm poor now, will be absolutely instrumental in destroying everything. Trebuchets, yes. Enemy forces are a massive paladin rush. Paladins are super powerful. Cool. So I've got a lot of paladins which are being annihilated, I'm happy to see. Oh, and infantry. Huge amounts of infantry. So I'm going to get this to get some more alchemy. Then I'm going to grab soul steel. So I kind of want these siege weapons to give me more crystals. Look at how many there are. Okay, so you guys should go for the siege weapons. Oh, you're going for the rams first. Of course you are. Now the walls will go down because there's a few too many enemies. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 8 crystals down to stab all of those. Now luckily I have more troops than they do. Which I think's a bit of an odd one to say, because they are literally an empire of thousands of kingdoms, and I'm just one person. But they're dying good, and my Dark Knights have killed their siege engines at the back. Everything else has died at the front. And this section here of all these soldiers is officially the last remnant of the Royal Army on my territory. And just like almost that, there's a few more paladins I thought there'd be, and champions, we have destroyed the Royal Army on my territory. We are clear and safe until the next wave. And with the map completely clear and my army just moving around, the 2 swordsmen who've survived have had actual retirement. As you can see, they're hanging out here by the cemetery, waiting their time. But we are getting trebuchets and we're waiting for the next wave. The enemy forces are in this corner. Perfect. We can annihilate them, hopefully. We are still building and upgrading this corner, and this corner looks like a mess, but it is hopefully going to be really good. Due to the fact my food is quite significantly low, I'm now upgrading all of my farms to tier 2. That should give us a lot more food coming in. It requires money, but I'm willing to pay my farmers. Well, enemy forces are now here. We now have access, well, soon, to 15 knights per summon rather than 5. The next upgrade is 30. I will be using those quite liberally. But for now, we're just trying to survive. What's the enemy got round the corner? Let's send in a sacrifice. Show us what... Ooh, that's a problem. On the bright side, the amount of archers I have over here, the enemy's dying pretty effectively. And my trebuchets, with their absolutely insane range, are hitting the catapults, and they are doing quite significant damage to them. So the trebuchets will be my most used artillery piece once I get a few more. As you can see, that entire force is now gone. This entire force is still somewhat here, but there's no way they'll be able to take down the towers before I kill all of them. Now we carry on building, finishing off the walls. This area here is still woefully undefended, and I'm thinking finish this area off down here too. Let's get more walls up and walling. In a desperate attempt to stave off starvation, I'm building a load more farms. The berry bushes are going down, and the farming is going quite significantly up. Also, a huge amount more archers are being produced. We need to fortify the walls across multiple lanes. Oh, we are poor, and we need to do it pretty soon. We have a 3-wave attack going on, and I've moved forces to over here. We have a defensive wall here, some troops just here, and multiple trebuchets to annihilate them. This area here is heavily fortified, and this area here is mostly fortified. We are prepared. And here they go. So the harvest is, watch this, boop, quite devastating. Now, of course, they will be aiming for siege weapons first, but the more trebuchets I have, the better. They are slow firing, but look at that. Entire chunks of forces are now dead. But we are preparing. And this is the weakest wall right now, because I don't have many archers on it. I have like 50. I mean, over here, probably even worse. I mean, I have so many trebuchets and catapults and archers up here. In fact, look at this. It's just gone. They just cease to exist. This wall is the weakest one. And even this, the enemy are being destroyed. We still need to kill the rest of them, of course, but I'm okay with this. Send in the spearmen. Hundreds of spearmen now pushing forwards. But the enemy, they're dead. We will lose a few spearmen. It's a risk I'm willing to take, but the enemy is now back in the graves. With war going on absolutely everywhere, I'm going to start skipping a few of the more milder attacks. There was an attack over here which killed a few soldiers, but was completely and utterly defeated. So we're going to ignore the more weaker, pathetic attempts against our walls. One thing, however, I will not be ignoring is a single wave attack on one position. So I'm reinforcing here because these guys are on their way to play. At this point in time, we don't even actually need most of our military. These spearmen, I don't know why my voice went high-pitched there, are just going to wait inside and rush out if need be. We have fortified, we have hundreds of archers, and we're getting quite a sizable number of trebuchets. They are being put on every wall, and they are devastating. So devastating, in fact, you're about to watch an entire line of troops just mysteriously disappear. Look at that. An entire grouping just gone. Yeah, send me more. Look at that. So there's now ballista on the walls to single target kill, and trebuchets on the walls to multi-target kill. And as you can see, the enemy just ceases to exist. Look at that. Entire chunks just vanishing. Now there's a few thousand of them. Now I'm looking at these numbers, and they're still coming. I think this is going to be an easy kill. In fact, I'm so confident I'm going to speed things up as we watch them all die. Big, massive chunks just go splash, splash, splash. Obviously, some of these are hitting the actual walls, which is a problem, because they have to obviously arc over, so that's why you want to make sure they don't actually hit your own walls, otherwise you're just wasting resources. But look at that. Another wave survived. We're now pouring oil on them too, and the enemy has gone splash and dead. I was wrong about Ray 46, it's absolutely useless. Most of it is dead before it even got to the walls. This new defence over here, which I was building for both sides, has devastated it. This one is already gone, and this side here is taking forever, and will die soon too. Yeah, genuinely, despite literally a couple of thousand soldiers dying, barely anything was done. We're getting more soldiers on the field, more houses. This was useless to them. It's day 53 and the war happens more. I'm using troops to push out to here because the enemy always sent in a wave of cavalry. And even though they look like Royal Cavaliers, you can see them, there are paladins hidden amongst their number. See? And the paladins, with their much significantly higher health, do significantly higher damage. So we're holding the line. We do need a lot more troops. We need a lot more walls. And I need a lot more everything. But we're holding. God, the cavalry charges are insane. So I am using summons. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. To stop the enemy. Oh, the enemy here is going to use a beam. But we are taking damages. Taking a lot of damages. Which is a problem. So I don't want to be taking this many levels of damages. Either way, I'm using a lot of my crystals. I've stored up a few and reusing a few. Luckily, I have siege engines everywhere, so their siege engines stay dead. It's time to expand the farms, expand the houses, and get even more soldiers on the field. Did we survive? Yes. Did we lose pieces of wall? Almost certainly. Are we bowed and broken? Not on your life. Let's keep building. Despite all the construction going on, and there's a lot of upgrades going on and more houses, there's still this big gap just here. And my entire rationale for it is, I can defend that later. It may not work, but either way, we're holding. I'm now selling stone to get more wood. That's where we currently are in the world. We also sell stone to get more food. So stone is currently our de facto currency. Finally, after 57 days, I'm getting a stables tier 2 down. This will give me mounted knights. It's time to start sending in a lot of cavalry. Mounted archers and mounted knights are a good way of pushing the enemy back. Now, they are expensive, but we are going to be using a lot of them. So we have now a mounted division about to be rammed straight down the enemy's throat. And the enemy is now absolutely everywhere. So we need to start moving troops to places we think they're going to be, which is, again, absolutely everywhere. One big issue I see is we're probably going to lose this, which means I have to build another alchemical transgressor. Those are expensive and making most of my crystals. So the army is going to fortify here. But just before the front line meets, you can see it's out here, I've discovered something. The enemy spawns on this little bit over here. And I have a meteor. They all spawn as teeny tiny little things. If I do this, about there, let's say, suddenly significant numbers of them die. So just a lovely little beam. And as you can see, so many of them are being hit. In fact, they're still coming out. So one more meteor. Oop. I'm happy now. Now we go over here. I think we need some reinforcing spectres. And there we are. Over here we should survive quite easily. Over here they're probably going to need support, because I think this is 2 waves hitting them, but will still hold. And over here the spearmen die in their dozens. And most of my foot knights are dead. But we've definitely held on the front line. More spearmen are needed. More houses, more spearmen, more food, more murder. And over here, this group has been absolutely annihilated. I'd probably use too much for them if I'm bluntly honest. But either way, much better. And a bit of a beam over here. See that? We have survived quite happily another wave. And this time, a better attack is happening. We have 5 major assaults in the northwest and 4 in the southeast. The last few have been rubbish and we've ignored them. But now my armies are preparing. We have archers and defences moving as far as the eye can see. Because it's time to truly bring the war. One thing we do kind of need is more soldiers. And here we begin. Enemy waves are significant. So up in the north I have to defend with my infantry. Oh my gods, there are a few of them. Let's drop down a couple of these. And, one of these here. Yep. Okay, that'll be that for now. And this army now moves along to here. We will hold the line or we will die trying. In fact, show me what we're seeing. 150. Oh, there's a few of them. There's more than a few of them. There is way more than a few of them. Alright, pull back to here and hold the line. Over here, drop another meteor there. Good, and one there. That for 30 solved a lot of issues. The rest will have to do. Up here I have put down mines. As you can see, mines are pretty useful. And this group over here, who gives a damn? This group over here, we definitely give a damn. Beam, 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 beam. There we go. Nice and solved. Now we send out the infantry. Push and crush. This shows the level of difficulty going for. More houses are being built, so I can get a few hundred more soldiers. I do need more food, so I have to sell stone constantly now. But we are at a stage where I am using a huge amount of my crystals up. I shouldn't have to, but we are. So, in the grand scheme of things, we will win, but we are running steadily lower and lower on magic. So more walls, more archers, and eventually a lot more spearmen. Let's see how long we last in the next one, because this, despite the loss of my troops, has been a success. Despite the losses, a new wall is going up, we need a lot more wood, and more troops are being recruited. Every death is, honestly, a better way for my people to prove themselves by dying in new and more eventful ways. The new defences are looking quite good. We're about to find out the enemy is going to attack this section, but it's a big wall with lots of extra towers behind it and siege engines slowly heading their way towards it. Well, it turns out they are kind of coming from over here. I've also just had a thought that the enemy usually pass along here and up to here, this way. They may hit this wall instead of this wall. So now I'm debating if I've just done something extremely stupid. Another thing, the enemy appears to be attacking here for the first time. Just here. I was going to expand farmland into here, now we have to fortify and defend it. Well, let's see if our new defences hold out, because some of these are quite temporarily built. They should hold, there's no siege engines behind them, and food is a bit low. But either way, we have mana, slowly but surely. Oh my god. Rebuilding. Come on, give me the sweet spot just there, and boom goes the dead people. I love this corner. This corner loves to be shot. And that's a lot of dead. So as you can see, this area here, they are pouring. We'll see how many actually go this way. We may need actually to fortify this a lot more, which we can do. Just keep pushing outwards. Have another wall along here. Then another wall along here. Can we do that? Of course we can do that. We are gods. So it looks like, yeah, they are pathing towards this section. They are still going that way. But now our walls are encouraging a few of them to be deader better. We do have a few more murders going on. And they are still pushing here. Okay, so this wall here is now a dual wall of double mass murder. I love it. A few too many here. Let's beam. 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 There we are. In fact, meteor there. And there. Solved a few issues. And this area here also needs the beam. So we do still need troops up on this wall, so even more houses are needed. But ooh, this area here has been a success. We've had to use a few more gods, a few more spells I'd like, because we're now down to 50, and they're still pouring in. But this is another successful survival. And most of the army is still alive, which is genuinely surprising. So they're going to be pushed into the side. Because again, spearmen are cheaper than walls, sadly for them. Cavalry over here has cleared it, and this area is fine. And this area, they've breached a little bit of the wall, but otherwise also good. And this side, this has worked significantly well, hasn't it? Look at this. This has been a super success. Although surviving waves might be the easiest thing, this is a single wave assault. I have my army here, some of them over here, trebuchets everywhere, and this force is being reinforced. And 150 archers are preparing. What is being sent our way? Let's find out. More spearmen are... They've cloned Scott the Bloody. Wait, what do you mean? Wait, that's a boss level. That's a boss level. Why is there so many? Uh-oh. What is this? Oh, they're still coming. Oh, they're insta-killing everyone. Oh my god, they are still arriving. 1, 2. Oh, it just made them angrier. Hit them again. How are they still alive? Oh my god, I hit them with 6 meteors. They're still going. Send in the army. That's madness. I just wasted 60 of my crystals. I have very few left. And they're still moving. I think my infantry are insta-dying. Look at their health drop. I just lost a lot of mana and soldiers. Luckily, they appear to have dropped mana. But yeah, that, if I hadn't have used up most of my crystals, that would have been a bad situation. And 8 men still died to a badly injured force. More attacks are coming, day 92, and my defences are looking like this. I have archers all over here and here. I have even more archers mobile, and more forces are making their way down to here. So we actually do have a huge amount of troops ready for it. We have infantry, we have cavalry, we have a lot of defenders. We are at the point where I'm having to sell continuously stone to afford it, and I'm now officially poor, I've just noticed. But yeah, we are always selling stone now for food and for gold. We do need more troops out over here, and these guys are probably not going to make it. And I kind of like the idea of the walls looking like this, because this just looks kind of cool. But it is what it is. The enemy should, regardless, yep, we should have had more troops, regardless, be destroyed by my forces. Guys, move over here faster. We do need more archers, but the trouble we have with the archers is there's no real place to put them. Like, we just don't have anywhere for our houses. Look at the centre, it's just full of people. The only options we currently really have is expanding out to here and making the wall longer. So we might just do that. Also, boop, boop, boop. Perfect. We do need a few more catapults, but as you can see, everyone dies because of how long it takes them to get here. The amount of trebuchets we have now seriously devastates things. See? Just death. They're getting a bit closer because they are a bit closer to the walls. We're going to send in the cavalry. We can easily make more of them. There we go. The calves are now in. This wall, see, barely taking any damage. The enemy's already basically lost all their siege engines. Troops over here are dying. This here, this is the problem. Boop. Boop. Yeah, we do probably need some more defences along here. Push it out, expand, get more farming in. I did just use about 40 to 50 of my power. And this area here, as you can see, this area here is just being devastated. So this is fine. This could probably do better. We have lost a couple of cav, which is a shame, but that is their job. And this wall, yeah, this wall is the problem currently. This wall is massively the problem. I don't really see why they're not attacking the siege engines. We may have to work on that. I'm beginning to think we may actually need a lot more trebuchets in the south. Yeah, the south definitely requires more help. We nearly lost some of the actual towers themselves. If the towers go down, we're actually quite screwed. So the south needs to be much more heavily reinforced by defences. More siege engines are needed. Outside of that, the north, well, we had the army up here waiting. We're going to lose a load of spearmen, but that is fine. And this wall was barely touched because of where it is. This area is very heavily fortified. So the south is the issue, as always in life. We have wiped them out. My God, look at this train of royal rams, if you know what I mean. So 2 things I've learned. 1, I need better defences. And 2, I probably need a larger defence force. We only have 2 right now. The cavalry of the mounted knights and the infantry. The infantry are currently dying to hold off the enemy, which is fair. But yeah, otherwise we need to figure this out. We have lost about 30 to 40 spearmen. A few have been picked up. But we are getting there. In an attempt to shore up defences in the short term, I'm building slowing traps, just spikes in the ground. They don't really do much, they just slow people down. But I kind of need more defences. We need the iron to replace troops. The iron could make better traps, the exploding bowel mines. But we don't have the iron, because we only have 1 iron mine, because the other 2 are quite literally in front of my defensive line. And we've made it to 99, which is bad because apparently according to the achievements, wave 10, 20 and maybe even 30, you have achievements for surviving. And as you can see, there's a big assault here. I have my army waiting. They're probably all going to die. I have forces along here. I have spikes. I have troops here and here. I have fortified this corner. And I still have forces moving as we speak to other areas. This corner has the cavalry, which is now 90 mounted knights. We fight to the death. We have 107... Oh, there's archers outside. They should not be there. We fight to the death. And we'll see how well we do. Oh my God, the cavalry's already here. And we see what happens. So we should hopefully hold the line. We're going to lose the alchemical transmigrator, and one of the things I'm going to do is try and pick off the catapults, because they are quite literally inside the walls of this meat shield right now, as you can see. So we need to make sure all the catapults are gone, otherwise my infantry die faster. Trouble is, can you see them? There's one there and a couple there. It's really hard to see where they are. And of course, every catapult I miss is another catapult shooting my troops. Like over here, we're going to send in the cavalry. They're probably going to die as well. But again, I have to kill the catapults, because I can't have them hitting my troops at range. And then you've got this. See this? This is just madness. Let's actually drop some meteors on this. In fact, one goes there, and one goes there. Boop. Perfect. But everywhere else where I don't have soldiers, it doesn't really matter if there's catapults. We just need to make sure infantry on the ground aren't being killed. And unfortunately, they are. Because let's face it, this is too many. Way too many. Oh my god. Either way, I think we're holding. Oh my god, we're not holding, are we? I saw that. No, I'm running out of beams. Are all the catapults gone? Yeah. What this side? Is that a catapult? That's a catapult. That needs to die. Just catapult hunting. Are you a catapult? No, you're infantry. You're battering rams. How am I? Okay, I've already lost a mounted knight. They've hit the walls. That's fine. This area here, over here is mostly dead. Okay, there's still stuff going on. This area over here is a problem. This group here will wipe them out. This grouping here has already killed 40 of my spearmen. Catapult's gone. Good. We just lost the alchemical. What we can't do is have the enemy go round. We are losing troops, which is a shame. But we cannot allow anyone to go round and take out these guys. If they take out the healers, everyone here is dead. We've already lost 75 soldiers. And the knights are still going down too. You are still catapulting. I said no catapults. Okay, are we holding? Okay, we're holding down here. We're holding here. We are hitting the theoretical limit of our defences, because I can't put more in without expanding. And as you can see, it's quite full. So what are my options? Well, not dying is a big one. This area here should be good. This area here is a minor issue, so let's do a little bit of a helpy. Yep. There we go. We're down to 25. We've lost 9 knights. There's still bloody catapults. There we go. We've held. Okay, I need to trade for some more iron because we're out of iron, so do that. But I think we've held. We've lost, oh my god, a lot of spearmen. Let's actually save a few of these spearmen because they are quite literally using battering rams against us, which seems a bit unfair, if I'm bluntly honest. The spearmen have held. The wall has mostly held. This wall is under major siege. This wall is under major siege, and this wall, because of the massive amounts of catapults and things, has survived. And so has this side. We've lost 12 knights. We will replace those knights with more knights. We've lost about 100 spearmen. Good. But every wall has survived now, apart from this one, which is still under major attack. But I think this one should survive too, but with a lot more damage. So with that being the case, let's get you back down and keep pushing. We need to do, in the walls, we need to get a few more repairs up and running. But yeah, this is easy. I can easily repair this and drop a few more beams if need be. We've officially survived to day 100. I forgot how tough this was compared to the zombies. This is so damn tough. The undead 150 days, dead easy. This is a nightmare. This is so difficult. Look at it. This is so difficult. Stop eating my walls. Oh my god. So yeah, 100 days maybe where I have to push this, because I'm struggling. If you want to see more, please tell me. I can easily do that. I can easily get more undead going on. If the interest is still there, we can do this. I apologise immensely, and I really do, for the fact it took so long to get out. I have been ill, and I've not been able to record for a couple of weeks. This is me getting stuff out and getting stuff going. But I have been the fallen shogun. We have held... Gods, only just held, but we have held for 20 waves and 100 days. Yes, oh my god, we need another beam. Another beam. There we are. But yeah, we've held. If you want to see more, tell me. Otherwise, take care, be awesome, be epic. Another 100 days survived. Good luck. Goodbye. Oh my god.